Something new, something hot, something you haven't heard a lot. I know it's something you will like. It's the yodel polka. Sing it day, sing it night, sing it any time you like. Sing it a lot, it'll make things right. It's the yodel polka. Diddle-oo, 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 You don't need saxophone, clarinet, or slide trombone. Clear your throat, work it clear tone. Sing the yodel polka. Sing it day, sing it night, sing it any time you like. Sing it a lot, it'll make things right. It's the yodel polka. Diddle-oo, 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 I need a Sing it day, sing it night, sing it any time you like. Sing it a lot, it'll make things right. It's the yodel polka.
Brent? Hey, the sun's up. Guess what time it is?
It's time to shine, shine, shine.
Shine, shine, shine. Every morning we can shine. Say hello to this.
Good morning. It's time for the Brent and Woofy Show on CHLY 101.7 FM in Nanaimo. Webcast at www.chly.ca. Radio for kids and families. Now, here's Brent.
Good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. Hey, Woofy. How you doing? Hey, Woofy. What's up? I want to tell you a knock-knock joke. Okay. Knock, knock. Who's there? Old lady. Old lady who? Hey, I didn't know you could yodel. Old lady who? I get it. That's really cool. Why'd you do that? Because today we have Al Beeler singing Yodeling Cowboy in the studio. Oh, that's so cool. Old lady who? That's right, Woofy. And he's going to be singing and yodeling and telling us how yodeling started and how he started and something very special about him. What is it? He's my dad. What? He's my father. He's your grandpa. He is. Yeah, so in that, speaking of cowboys and horses and all that kind of stuff, we're going to play a couple of songs and let Elle get warmed up because, you know, you got to warm up the yodel. I could do it, too. Yeah, you going to do it? Oh, lady. He knows how to do it, I don't. Okay, Woofy, let's do a song about John the horse, and then we're going to get right into the yodeling. And, oh, by the way, what's that? If you're listening out there and you want to phone in and ask any questions about yodeling, what do? Well, they give us a call here down at the station. It's 250-740-1017, or you can actually email Brent and Woofy at chly.ca. Here's a little song about a horse.
A long time ago when there was no cars, how did people get around? You couldn't take a train and you couldn't take a plane and you couldn't couldn't just drive to town. Well, my great-great-great-great-granddaddy had an animal he called John. Had two eyes, 2 ears, 4 legs, 1 back, which he rode upon. It was a horse, of course, of course, of course, of course, it was a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, it was a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, it was a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Now John the horse was a happy horse, and he was a mighty good friend. He'd always come a-running when he seen Granddad to take him for a ride again. Well, he'd saddle him up and jump on his back and ride him into town. 'Cause there was no buses, no subways, you had to ride a horse to get around. He rode a horse, of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course, of course, of course, of course, he rode a horse. Of course.
That's Brent and Woofy singing about John the horse. Now we've got the naturalist guy. His name is Robert Brown. Here's singing I'm a Mammal.
If I were a mammal, I could be a camel or a spiny porcupine, a whale in the ocean, a fox with a notion, or a red squirrel in a toe I find, a badger in a hole, or a star-nosed mole, a raccoon at the river to dine. If I were a mammal, I could be a camel or a spiny porcupine. All mammals have in common is hair upon their skin. Long hair, short hair, thick and thin hair keeps them warm and dry within. If I were a mammal, I could be a camel or a spiny porcupine, a whale in the ocean, a fox with a notion, or a red squirrel in a toe I find, a badger in a hole, or a star-nosed mole, a raccoon at the river to dine. If I were a mammal, I could be a camel or a spiny porcupine. All mama mammals give their young milk, oh food that's so good, so nutritious, so delicious, helps them grow as they should. Come to this earth through their mother's womb. They're not laid, they're not cracked from an egg. They're born like me and you. If I were a mammal, I could be a camel or a spiny porcupine, a whale in the ocean, a fox with a notion, or a red squirrel in a toe I find, a badger in a hole, or a star-nosed mole, a raccoon at the river to dine. If I were a mammal, I could be a camel or a spiny porcupine. Biologists say
November morn, most of us are wishing that we never had been born. The cold north wind a-howling and in the sleet and rain, but the smoke went up the chimney just the same.
Good Tuesday morning. You're listening to the Brent and Woofy Show on CHLY 101.7 in Nanaimo. And we have a very special guest here. It's Al Beeler, and I'm just going to give you a little background on Al Beeler before we introduce him. Al was born on a farm near Ridgeville in southern Manitoba in Canada. At 8 years of age, he started singing and yodeling Wilf Carter tunes. He learned from listening to old 78s on a crank gramophone. A gramophone, you're going to have to ask your grandma what a gramophone is, kids. I don't even know what a gramophone is. A year later, his dad bought him a guitar for $2. During his younger years, he played at local community events and dances. Al's love of horses has always been with him. I know he has a ranch up there in Enderby. Al took a 40-year coffee break from performing, and in the fall of 1996, he fulfilled a lifelong dream. He met Shirley Field and joined up with her for a concert at the O'Keefe Ranch near Vernon, BC. And following that concert, he toured with Shirley for a year. He rekindles his interest in performing the old cowboy music, and you can catch Al at various cowboy festivals throughout Western Canada. And he's standing right there. Good morning, Al. Get up on that mic and say good morning, everybody.
I'm going to say howdy.
Howdy. How are you today?
That's the old Western way of talking.
Oh, yeah. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing just great.
All right. So I see you've got your guitar there.
I do.
But you know, we have a caller on the line who's very excited to speak to you.
Well, that's great.
So we're just going to put her on the phone right now. Click. Hello, caller.
Hello. Howdy.
There, yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Al, I'd like you to meet Pam. Pam, this is Al.
Hello.
Pam, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm curious to hear what kind of exercises you do with your voice before you yodel. I sing, and I am curious to find out more voice exercises.
Well, if you can sing, you can yodel. Oh, the best way to learn how to yodel is you just get out there in the middle of the old corral with a bunch of horses around and just let her go.
Okay, so if there's no horses and no corral, what would you suggest?
Living rooms are good.
I got one of those.
There you go. You're in business.
So are you going to actually walk us through some yodeling so we can try it in our living room?
Well, certainly I would.
Okay, excellent.
You betcha. Yeah, if I can still do it.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Are you guys finished?
So now I want to listen how to learn how to yodel.
Yeah, I got busy over here doing stuff because you guys were just doing just fine. All right, so what we'll do is we'll get Al to get his guitar out, and we'll get right into it, and we'll get him to sing a song for us right away. How's that sound?
Yes, please.
So what are you going to do to warm up? Hey, Pam, thanks for phoning.
My pleasure. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing if I can yodel when nobody can hear me yet.
Oh, okay. Well, if Woofy can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Woofy's had a lot more practice, though, Pam.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Pam. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for phoning.
Thank you.
All right, there's Pam, and Al's she's asking Al what kind of exercises he does to warm up before he yodels, and I'm kind of interested myself. I think that he just gets his guitar out and just goes at it. Is that right, Al?
That's about it.
Okay, well, he's getting his guitar on, and we're going to get him to do a song for us right now. What song are you going to sing? And basically, tell us, how long have you been doing this? I know I read it off your bio there for many, many years.
Well, I started out when I was about 8 years old, and Wilf Carter, the old Canadian yodeling cowboy, is the fellow that I kind of took a shine to, and I don't know why. There was 9 kids in our family, and I was the only one that got into this kind of as yodeling and all that cowboy stuff, and I've started out when I was young, and I'm still doing it. Of course, I'm still young.
Yeah, of course, yeah. To a 90-year-old, you're just a young fella, right? Okay,
why don't we just kick this off with I Was Born to Yodel. It's appropriate, and we'll give it a try.
All right, you go for it. Here's Al Beeler singing I Was Going to Yodel. Born to Yodel.
Born to Yodel.
That's right. All right, here he goes.
Well, I was born to yodel, I was born to sing, I was born to ride my cowboots and make this guitar ring. I was born to ride my pony and swing my old lasso. I was born to yodel, that's what I'm gonna do. When I was just a young lad, a kid out on the farm, I used to ding Will Carter tune, it didn't do me any harm. So if you want to yodel, just sing along with me, and soon enough you'll find out the I was born to yodel, I was born to sing, I was born to wear my cowboy boots and I make this guitar ring. I was born to ride my pony and swing my old lasso. I was born to yodel, that's what I'm gonna do. When
Wow, fantastic. Is that kind of hard to do at 8 o'clock in the morning, is it?
First thing in the morning, yes.
8 o'clock in the morning. I have a lot of people come in and tell me that it's too early to do it. So I'm going to let Al catch his breath, and in the background he's going to be singing the high tone yodel, because this morning we were talking about where yodeling came from, and you said that most people think it comes from the Swiss. But what were you saying this morning, Al?
I've read and heard that the Swiss, actually the Chinese people started yodeling.
Yes, that's
then
right.
Then it went to the Swiss people and the Austrians, I believe.
So with that information, I went to the internet and I got some information, and it came from San Diego Reader. This is from an author named Matthew Ellis. And just before I read it, I'll just let you know that you're listening to the Brent and Woofy Show on CHLY 101.7 in Nanaimo. Our special guest today is Al Beeler, singing yodeling Cowboy. And if you want to phone up Al and ask him any questions about yodeling, the phone number is 250-740-101.7, or you can send an email to brentandwoofy@chly.ca. That's 3 words stuck together, BRENTANDWOOFY @chly.ca. Okay, so a person wrote into Mr. Alice and said, why do country singers yodel? What could have been the connection that brought yodeling from the Swiss Alps to Nashville, or did yodeling crop up independently as a form of expression among country western singers? Or did the Swiss really start yodeling only after seeing their first Gene Autry film? I gotta know. Bob wrote that in, and Mr. Alice wrote back and said, well, gee, howdy. Speaking of marrying your cousin, cowboy music doesn't have much to do with Dolly Parton, and cowboys don't have anything to do with yodeling. Country western went to showbiz sometime in the 1920s, and that's when things got confused. English, Scottish, Irish music, combined with the blues, forms the basis of western folk music before the invention of the cowboy, around 1850 or so. Once the sodbusters established ranches, cowboys became the subject of folk songs. Yep, cowboys probably sang, but when your audience is a cow and cattle, you don't get much national exposure. Cowboys also whistled and yipped and tie-yi-eed and made noises to keep the doggies moving, but that's about all. Meanwhile, the Swiss, Austrians, some African tribes, and Chinese and Australian natives have been yodeling up a storm for centuries as a means of long-distance communication and entertainment. With the advent of radio and recordings, this western-flavored country music captured the American ear. The promoters started promoting. One of the biggest early country stars was Jimmie Rodgers, he was the first nationally known singer to yodel at us. He may have heard European yodelers who performed in the U.S. vaudeville circuit in the early part of the century. Anyway, Nashville created its own realities. Cowboys don't yodel. The people who sing about cowboys yodel. And that is from the San Diego Reader. Mr. Matthew Alice wrote that. And you have a little bit of a contradiction to this, don't you, Al?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
It's the cowboys, the working cowboys are the guys that did the yodeling, like in amongst the cattle, et cetera, and that's how I think it come out. And as Jimmie Rodgers, he was one of the first guy that actually did some yodeling on recordings and what have you. And I would like to do just a little bit of one of his early songs. It's called Hobo Bill, and this is what the way he got going into yodeling. I guess it goes like this. Riding on an eastbound freight train, speeding through the night. A hobo Bill, the railroad bum, was fighting for his life. The sadness of his eyes revealed the torture in his soul. He raised a weak and a weary hand to brush away the cold. Yeah, hobo Bill. No warm lights flickered around him.
no blankets there to hold, nothing but the howling wind and the driving rain so cold. As the train sped through the darkness and the raging storm outside, no one knew that Hobo Bill was taking his last ride. Yeah, Hobo Bill. It was early in the morning when they raised the hobo's head. A smile still lingered on his face, but Hobo Bill was dead. There was no mother's longing to soothe his weary soul, for he was just a railroad bum and he died out in the cold. Yeah, Hobo Bill. Doodly, 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 doodly.
Hey, you get off of my cloud. Yes, it's Brent and Woofy Show here. We're listening to Al Beeler singing and yodeling this morning, and it's 8:20 in Nanaimo. And the sun is trying to shine, but as you can hear the Rolling Stones singing in the background there, that there's clouds out there. And I'm going to give you the weather forecast right now. But today, it's not bad today. It's not a bad day. It's a mix of sun and clouds today. And it's supposed to go up all the way to 24 degrees today. And tonight, it's going to get cloudy again, and a low of 13. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got cloudy with sunny periods. And it's going to be a high of 22 tomorrow. On Thursday, we've got a chance of showers, highs of 19, lows of 14. Friday, it's about the same. Showers, high of 19, low of 13. And on Saturday, we've got a high of 20, and it's a chance of showers again on Saturday. So there's your weather forecast for the next 5 days. So let's just hang in there because the hot weather's coming. And you know, around here in Nanaimo, when it gets hot in August, it stays hot for a long time. And that's the summer weather. All right.
You're listening to Brent and Woofy on CHLY, and so am I. It's the show for big kids, too.
I'm saddling up my pony, I'm going for a ride. I'm headed out for Candlestown to sign on with the drive. It's going to be a dandy, I can get away from it all. Sleep out under the moon and stars and hear the cattle call. Woke up one morning early in the summer of '93. I heard about the cattle drive on radio and TV. I really got excited and I knew I had to go, 'cause I wanted to be a cowboy for a week or so. Both came from all across Canada and some from the USA. Others came from foreign lands so very far away. We all rode together, drove 100 head or more, down the same old cattle trails like cowboys did before.
It's 8:23. It's 8:23 here in Nanaimo on the Brent and Woofy radio show at CHLY 101.7. We're listening to Al Beeler yodeling in the background there. And Al, this song, you wrote this song, is that right?
That is a fact.
Yes.
I did.
Tell us about it.
Well, some people would maybe know. Maybe some people from around here have been to the Kamloops Cattle Drives. They started in 1991 and went for about 12 years. And I happened to be lucky enough to be riding in 4 of them. And the first year, I told a bunch I was with that I was going to write a song about the cattle drive. So I sort of put it in the back of my mind, and the next year I was going to sign up for the ride again, and all of a sudden it hit me, hey, I said I was going to write a song, I better get cracking, so that's what I come up with.
All right. That's Al Beeler singing The Cattle Drive. What is that song called?
I called it The Cattle Drive 93 because that's the year I wrote it.
That's when it was. Now, there's some listeners that we have in the Brent and Woofy listening audience that are scratching their heads right now and going, Cattle Drive? What's a cattle drive? Could you explain in a short paragraph what a cattle drive is?
Yes. Well, in the old days when there was big ranches around and ranchers had thousands and thousands of head of cattle, they had no way to get them to market, so they drove them to market, and that was called the cattle drive, by horseback.
They drove them in a truck?
No, they chased them with horses.
They pushed them?
They pushed them.
So how many cattle would they be pushing along?
Well, in the old days, it could be anywhere, like some of the cattle drives from Texas up to Kansas when there was no railroad. There was thousands of head of cattle that the cowboys drove to Kansas to ship back east to market.
And they're the doggies.
They're the doggies and all that other good stuff. And on our cattle drive, there wasn't quite that many cattle, but there was 100 head and 250 cowboys.
Do you know,
and it was fun.
Do you know why a cowboy wants to get a wiener dog?
No.
Because he always wanted to get a long little doggy.
I'd also like to mention on the cattle drives, I met some pretty nice, well, all the people I met were really nice, but I met Gary Felgard, as a matter of fact, and a fellow by the name of Jerry Thomas. Jerry Thomas was come up from the States. He lives in Minnesota. He had a horse ranch up there, and he was the splitting image of John Wayne.
Oh, and really?
Yes, he was on all four cattle drives, and when you saw that guy walking or talking, if John Wayne would have been beside him, I don't think he could have told who was the difference.
Did he say
a great guy?
Did he say Pilgrim?
Yes, he did.
Well, you going to do another song first? You got one lined up there?
Yeah, I've got a song here. I'd like to do this as a kind of.
Just before you do that song, I just want to say to the people out there and the CHLY listening audience that this is the Brent and Woofy Show. We've got Al Beeler. He's from Enderby. And we're going to be doing the birthdays in about 10 minutes. We're going to announce the birthdays. So if you've got a birthday that you'd like to tell me about, give me a phone call down here at the station, 250-740-1017, or you can email that birthday wish into brentandwoofy@chly.ca. So get ready for your dialing fingers, and we're going to be doing the birthdays pretty soon. So getting back to Al Beeler, go ahead and introduce your song and take it away. Al Beeler singing Yodeling Cowboy.
There's not no yodeling in this song, but this song was written by a nurse in Vancouver, and the reason I want to do it is because Wolf Carter's a guy that kind of brought it to life and made it a big song. It's called "There's a Bluebird on My Windowsill," and the story goes that the nurse, there was a bluebird fluttered onto the windowsill in the children's ward, and the nurse saw it there, so she opened the window, brought the bird in, they put it in a cardboard box, cut holes in the box so the bird could breathe, and a couple of days later they could hear the bird fluttering around. So she took the cardboard box to the window, opened it, let the bird open the cardboard box, and the bird flew away. So she sat down and wrote this song, and it had been around for quite a while, and it didn't go anywhere till Wolf Carter got a hold of it, and he came up with it, and it's kind of a children's song, and it's a great song. And well, let's see if we can do a couple of verses for you here right now. It goes like this. There's a bluebird on your windowsill, there's a rainbow in your sky, there are happy thoughts your heart to fill, dear enough to make you cry. With every tear you've washed away, all things get locked inside. You count your joys this lovely day, and you'll wonder why you cry. There's a bluebird on your windowsill, there's a rainbow in your sky, there are happy thoughts your heart to fill, dear enough to make you cry. And if perchance your heart grows sad, you still can smile again. With every tear you've ever shed comes the sunshine after rain. The rainy days may come and go, but clouds soon roll away. everything will come if you wish it. So as an answer when you pray, there's a bluebird on your windowsill, there's a rainbow in your sky. There are happy thoughts your heart to fill, dear enough to make you cry.
Mr. PG.
This is Al Simmons, and you're listening to the Brent and Woofy Radio Show on CHLY 101.7 in Nanaimo.
Now I collect rocks. I collect rocks.
Listen to Brent and Woofy on CHLY.
Listening to Brent and Woofy on CHLY. That's right, it's CHLY. It's 8:30 in the morning. We're listening to Al Beeler singing Yodeling Cowboy. And I was going to ask you the story that about Wilf Carter. Oh, you know, and we need to give your website out for people who want to go and have a listen. The easiest way to get to Al's website is to check out his MySpace website, which is myspace.com/Al Beeler. You spell that ALBEELER. If you need to look that up, you go to the chly.ca website, click on schedule, go to Brent and Woofy on Tuesday mornings, every Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock, and click on more info, and you can get a link from there to Al's website. And as you can figure out, that Al's a big Wilf Carter fan. And you were telling me the story that you went to his ranch one time and brought back a piece of his corral or something. How does that go? Tell me that story. I'm not sure what that is.
Well, I was always very, very interested in Wilf Carter, and I knew that he had come from Nova Scotia and worked ranches in Alberta till he got to, of course, doing music and making some money, so he bought his own ranch. And it is just about 3 miles south of Cremona, Alberta. And I've always wanted to go there, So one day I was talking to some friends that I worked with, and I said, I've got to go and do some practicing. And they said, what do you want to practice? I said, well, I'm going to do some singing. I'm going to do a little practice. I sing Wilf Carter tunes. And the lady says, Wilf Carter tunes? She says, I know Wilf Carter. We grew up not too far from where he had his ranch.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that started the ball rolling. And I says, well, now I've got an in. And actually, this lady, her nephew now owns that ranch. And I says, well, the next time you talk to him on the phone, tell him I'm coming up there and I want to walk on the ground that Wilf Carter walked on.
Cool.
So she set that up for me, and I was there. And some of the buildings, like the house, is exactly the same as Wilf left it, except they added a little to it. Some of the buildings, the barn burnt, so they rebuilt it, and it's not nearly the same. But there was one old building left in the yard, and the shingles and everything were gone and what have you. And I said to the gut fella, I says, what was that building? He says, that was Wilf's old blacksmith shop. I says, great. I says, I've just acquired a picture of Wilf Carter. It's about 14 by 16 or whatever. And I says, what I would like is a couple of boards out of that blacksmith shop to make a frame and put old Wilf back in his blacksmith shop. Yet I still haven't got the boards, but I'm hoping that someday I'll get back there to pick them up.
That's one of those get round to it's, right?
That's right.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with Wilf Carter, with my dad Al Beeler going and walking around Wilf Carter's ranch is like me going and walking through John Lennon's house, or somebody going to Graceland to see where Elvis lived. It's you're that big of a Wilf Carter fan, right?
And more, probably.
And more, yeah. Well, okay. Well, you know what we're going to do here? I'm going to play a song, and when we come back, we're going to do the birthdays. I'm going to let Al catch his breath, and when we come back, we're going to do the birthdays, and we're going to get Al to sing a couple more songs for us, because, you know, it's very rare to have this guy in the studio. So let's do some Beth and Scott and Friends song called Hello, My Name is Joe.
My name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
I said no.
Then turn this knob with your right hand.
Hello, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
I said no.
Then turn this knob with your left hand.
Hello, my name is Joe. And I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
I said no.
Then turn this knob with your right foot.
Hello, my name is Joe. And I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
I said no.
Then turn this knob with your left foot.
Oh boy, hello, my name is Joe. And I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
I said no.
Then turn this knob with your head.
Oh gosh, hello, my name is Joe. And I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
I said no.
Then turn this knob with your tongue.
Hello, my name is Joe. And I work in a button factory. I have a dog, a house, and a family. One day, my boss, he said to me,
Are you busy, Joe?
and I said,
Hey, it's 8:36 on a Tuesday morning in beautiful downtown Nanaimo. The sun's trying to shine. You're listening to the Brent and Woofy Show, and it's time to do the birthdays. It's time to phone the Brent and Woofy Show and get your birthday on the air. 240-1017. What? No, boy, is that ever wrong. Erase that. Here, I'll back that up. 740-1017. That's really funny because I'm reading it right off the paper. Okay, let's get to some birthdays. I got some celebrity birthdays here that we're going to tell you about. And give me a call. Make that call, and we'll put your birthday on the air. Okay. Today's June the 26th. In 1970, an actor named Chris O'Donnell was born. I remember him from being Robin from the Batman and Robin movie. On June the 27th in 1975, speaking of superheroes, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. And in 1927, a children's entertainer pioneer was born. Bob Keeshaw, better known as Captain Kangaroo, was born in 1927 tomorrow. June the 28th, in 1960, John Elway, the football player, was born. And in 1948, Kathy Bates, an actress. Way back in 1926, a guy named Mel Kaminsky. You know what? He changed his name to Brooks. And that's why. His name's Mel Brooks, he's director, movie director of those funny movies. On June the 29th, in 1943, Gary Busey. He should change his name to Brooks, right? I remember him from doing the Buddy Holly story. A funny story about that is way back in the early 80s there when that Buddy Holly story came out with Gary Busey. My cousin and I went to the theater, and we were standing in line, and one of the ushers came over and said, "Are you guys waiting for Buddy Holly?" And my cousin said, "Yeah, is he here?" 1919, Slim Pickens was born. He's a Western. We're doing Cowboys and stuff today, so he's a Western actor in 1919, Slim Pickens. June the 30th, 1966, Mike Tyson, the boxer, was born. Now, getting closer to home, On July 1st in 1967, our very own Pamela Anderson from Ladysmith was born. And they have her down as an actress and a model. 1967. So that's good. She's, the big 4-0. Pam's turning the big 4-0. All right. 1961, Carl Lewis was born. He's the runner. And 1961, also born that day, was Princess Di. And in 1961, also born that day, Michelle Wright. She's the country singer. And back in 1952, Dan Aykroyd, the comedian, was born on July 1st. Happy birthday to everybody. Happy birthday to Canada on July 1st. And happy birthday to you. All right. That's been the birthdays on the Brent and Woofy Show. Thanks for having a listen to us. We're going to get back to Al Beeler now. And he's got another song he wants to sing, so we'll just let him introduce it. Hey, Al, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Well, I'd just like to mention, you mentioned Slim Pickens there, and I do believe that Slim Pickens was also a boy that was born around Kamloops many years ago.
Oh, is that correct?
That's the way the story goes.
Well, there you go. I didn't know that either. Well, that's pretty cool.
And he was a pretty cool actor. He did bad guys, good guys, and he did a good job on both.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the song you got cooked up for us?
Let's get back to old Will Carter and back to the early 30s, and this is a song he wrote, and I believe the story behind this song is he used to do was hired by the CPR people that had tours up in the mountains, like riding tours, and you get people from New York and Chicago and all those places coming up to go on trail rides.
Right.
And Wilf was the wrangler and also the entertainer. And the story that I heard, he meets a lady from New York, and I guess he kind of took a shine to her. Anyways, he wrote this song for her, and it's called Yo-Ho Valley, and that's where they were riding in, and it goes like this. I'm a-longing tonight once again to roam in the beautiful valley I could always call home. There's a girl I adore and I'm longing to see in my beautiful Yo-Ho Valley. My little yo lady, oh, I'll sing you a song while the moon's rolling low. My little yo lady, oh, in my beautiful Yo-Ho Valley. Now since we all met, all our dreams had come true, as I gazed in those beautiful eyes, oh so blue. Your smile keeps a lingering like a golden memory in my beautiful Yo-Ho Valley. My little yo lady, oh, I'll sing you a song while the moon's rolling low. My little yo lady, oh, in my beautiful Yo-Ho Valley. Oh, silvery moon, I'm so lonely tonight to stroll once again neath your beautiful light and dream of a girl who's so happy and free in my beautiful Yo-Ho Valley. My little yo lady, oh, I'll sing you a song while the moon's rolling low. My little yo lady, oh, in my beautiful Yo-Ho Valley.
That's Al Beeler singing about the Yo-Ho Valley. You say that's a Wilf Carter song, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, okay. Come here, Woofy. He's wondering, see if you can teach Woofy how to yodel. Hiya, Al. How's it going? Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine, Woofy.
Can you teach me how to yodel?
Well, I'm going to try.
What do I do?
Oh, just yodel. Open your mouth and go yodel lady who.
Yodel lady who.
And just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And pretty soon it'll smoothen out and you'll be a yodeler.
Oh, the Woofy? Yeah.
Woofy the dog yodeler.
You have to do it with a melodic tone. What? It can't be monotone, like you just... Do it again. Oh, yodel lady who. Okay, that's it. But now you have to actually sing it. What do you mean? Well, instead of... Albert, just do that yodel lady who in a singing thing.
Yodelay-o, lay yodeling.
You see, Woofy, he's got more than one note going there. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let me give that a try. Give me a chord. Give me a chord. No, Woofy. Whoa, no. That's not right. That was just screaming. That's not yodeling. No. With yodeling, you have to go, oh, the lady, oh, the lady, oh, the lady. Oh, could you do it again? Oh. No.
Yodeling, yodeling, yodeling.
Okay, well, you try it, Woofy. Okay. No, Woofy,
maybe
no.
if I played, you might be able to do it.
Okay, now try it again. Okay. No, Woofy, say, oh, lady. Oh, lady. All right, now do it in a melodic tone. Oh, the lady, oh, the lady, oh, the lady.
Hey,
Perfect.
That's all right.
That's excellent, Woofy. I did good. Yeah, you sure did good. See, you can yodel. Well, that's cool. Okay, did you say you wanted to say hi? You got to say hi to some folks?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I'm, of course, I come from the interior, Kelowna, and I'm now living in Enderby, actually Ashton Creek, and I'd like to say hello to all of my friends in Kelowna. I hope they're listening. And I also want to say hello to Tom and Jane, who are looking after the big spread and feeding the horses and putting them out to pasture, et cetera, and making sure the river don't come up too high. Hi, guys, and have a good one. Catch you later.
How many horses have you got there up on your ranch?
Right now I have 5. I have 2 of my own. I have a purebred Arabia and also purebred quarter horse, and I'd like to mention about my quarter horse. She is a really top-notch quarter horse. My granddaughter Amy has been riding her in Gymkhana shows, and we have a wall full of ribbons.
That's right. We should say hi to Amy.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
How are you doing? Yeah. Yes, for sure. All right. Okay. Well, and we should say hi to Ted in Kelowna.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned Kelowna, but okay, Ted, how are you doing there, buddy? And Rick and all the people I know up in Kelowna. Have a good day.
Sing us another song, Al. I'm going to get the phone.
Yeah, here's another Wolf Carter tune. This one. Should I? Do you want me to sing? I love the dear old ranges and I love the prairie trails. Watch the cattle grazing and hear the coyotes wail. Swinging in the saddle, waiting for the breakfast call. Take me back to old Montana, the place where I was born. We sit around the campfire, the stars are shining bright, singing songs and telling yarns away out in the night. Roll up in your blankets and sleep till the break of morn. Take me back to Montana, the place where I was born. Oh-de-lee, 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 yodeling, oh-de-lee, 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 oh-de-lee. I smell bacon frying, sizzling in the pan. Coffee just a-steaming in a big 10-gallon can. Breakfast is all ready, good enough for any man. Take me back to old Montana, good enough for any man.
Yeah, oh, the lady who. Well, you know, it's just about time to wrap up the Brent and Woofy show here at CHLY 101.7 in Nanaimo. And I got to pass out a great big thank you to Al Beeler for coming in and sharing some time and some yodeling and being my dad. I think that's kind of cool, eh? Now, I should let you know that I went up to Enderby when I was doing some shows up there, and I was going to take a recording unit and record him and just play it on the air. And you know what? I thought, no, we're going to get him down in the studio. Are you glad you came in, Al?
Oh, yes, I sure am.
All right. Did you have a good time?
I did, at that.
Okay. We've got 2 minutes. You've got 1 minute left for you to say anything you want to your listening audience.
Well, first of all, I want to know if Pam has learned anything.
Oh.
again, I'm really glad to be here. This is a real experience. I'll tell you, I've probably made a lot of mistakes, but it's great. It's fun, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and to let you know out there, if you want to do something, it's never too late, right? I mean, you're still singing and yodeling. And should we tell the kids how old you are?
Why not?
Tell the kids how old are. He's 96 years. No, wait, you're not 96.
Hardly.
How old are you?
I'm 76.
76 years old. He's a young fella, and he's been yodeling and singing all his life. And is this your actual first experience in a radio station?
Yes, I could say that.
Yeah, well, that's pretty darn cool.
Brent, we got one second here too.
Sure.
We mentioned Shirley Field. I played guitar for Shirley Field. I just want to let the folks know that anybody who doesn't know Shirley Field, she was Canada's champion female yodeler, and she was the first Canadian lady that ever had a guest spot on the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in.
That's very cool.
I hope she's listening, but I doubt it. She lives in Alberta.
Well, you can listen to this show in Alberta. You can listen to this show in Japan. You can listen to this show in Australia. You can listen to it anywhere through the magic of the Internet. Okay, yeah, just go on your computer there and dial in chly.ca. Well, don't dial it in. You type it in. And you come up with our show. Any shows here on CHLY. That's right. Okay, thanks, Al. And now, as tradition at the Brent and Woofy radio show, you are going to help me sing Bye, Bye, Bye. Because we'll play it on the computer, and I say that's the end of the show, and we got to go, and then we all sing Bye, Bye, Bye. We've been doing this every week on the radio show, and I'm sure all the kids and the parents at home have got used to it, and they're singing along at home. I know Pam is, that's for sure, and Logan and all those regular listeners. And so we're going to do that, and right after that, I'm going to play a song that I wrote, not a children's song, because you might know that I don't just be Brent and Woofy. I'm also a singer-songwriter. I've been writing songs since I was 13. I have a drawer full of songs. And you might remember that when my mom passed away a few weeks ago, I wrote a song and played that on the air. So when things in my life affect me, I write songs about it. Some people write poetry. Some people, go for walks. And something happened in my life, and I'm going to play that song about it, and I'll explain it to you how it works next week when we have more. Like, I have another music day next week. No scheduled guest next week. So if you got a request, you want to hear something, send that into Brent and Woofy at chly.ca. All right. Are you ready to sing the Bye 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 song?
Let's give her a try.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Albert. I really enjoyed having you on this show.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Here we go. The end of the show. We got to go. Here it comes. God, I'm all ready to sing. Say goodbye, Woofy. Goodbye, Woofy. That's the end of the show, but now we gotta go. Say bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
I sure had some fun, but now we gotta run. Say bye, bye, bye. We're Brent and Elle of the Brent and Woofy Show. We sure had fun. We gotta go. Say bye, 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 bye. Thank you very much, Elle. Say goodbye, Al.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you again here next week, 8 o'clock. Stay tuned for Off the Rock with Robert. Bye-bye.
One fine day you asked me to go to the dance. Made me feel good and made me a chance for romance. But when the time came around, you went with some other clown. You turned your back on me, but I know it ain't nothing. Hurt for a minute, hurt and soon went away. I know that you're crazy, so away from you I'll stay. One thing you have found, the other clown let you down. You turn your back on me, but I know it ain't nothing. Because I know what I am, and I know that I can. Drop a fishing line, I know that I'll find a special woman that'll treat me like a man. So you can turn your back on me, I know it ain't nothing. asked me on a date. Was a little nervous, but everything turned out great. She welcomed me with open arms, appreciated my charms. So you can turn your back on me, and I know it ain't nothing, because I know who I am, and I know that I can. I can drop a fishing line, I know that I'll find a special woman who will treat me like a man. So you can turn your back on me, I know it ain't nothing, it ain't nothing. A man can only give to those who will take. Trying to give to you was my very big mistake. Long as I will live, I choose those that I give. So you can turn your back on me, and I know it ain't nothing. You can turn your back on me, and I know it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. So go ahead, baby. Turn your back on me. It ain't nothing. Lots of fish in the sea. I believe you're not the one for me. It ain't nothing. Don't you see?